Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade, and today we're going to be taking a look at a head and shoulders pattern on crude oil. Let me get my stop in place here. Now we're only going short, placing my buy stops. We're going short, two contracts. Looking at this head and shoulders pattern, starting to break down at 92.55. Now let's get our targets on there. Relatively easy. We'll just use this measure from the shoulder to the head back down. And we're looking at taking a target off around 92.10. We'll go, maybe a couple ticks ahead of it, 92.11, 12, 13, somewhere in that area. I'll just be looking at 92.11 for right now. Also taking the first target off at 92.30, kind of halfway down as we fall. Now, the reason that I'm really kind of liking the way that this trade looks is obviously crude oil has been down very aggressively pretty much all morning, and we've taken a little bit of a break. We had kind of a little bit of a bear trap down here at the lows, nice little bullish candle right there, and since then we've just been kind of fluctuating around. That's where we formed the head and shoulders pattern. So as you can see, we've got the left shoulder, the head, and you could argue that this was the right shoulder. So you've got the little kind of head and shoulders pattern there where you'd go short. I'm looking at a little bit of a bigger kind of pattern with the left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and then down. So in reality, this is kind of what you're measuring here. So I'm measuring from the right shoulder to the head and then getting my final target based off of that. So you could have gotten in early, getting short around 92.66 or so. Whether or not that hit the target or not, it looks like it may have. But now we're kind of setting up a bigger version of the exact same pattern, going back to the downside again. So I'm short right now, two contracts, right at 92.55. First target's coming off at 30, second target's coming off at 11. If we can get all of these filled, we're taking one off. Oh, and I gotta fix my drawing tool again. On the way down here, looking to get a couple different things filled in terms of the targets, but the first target's going to be down here at 30. That's going to give us, why isn't that drawing? There we go. 25 ticks on the first target, and the second target's going to be a little bit farther down at 44 ticks. So if we can get all of these filled, even though we're only taking two contracts, we're looking at 25 and 44, which is 69 ticks, $690 on the trade. So just basically a good-looking setup, and the cool thing about it is if you were looking at it slightly different, you may have had another reason to get in a little bit earlier to go short. Now, in this case, I didn't see that first one. That happened at 7:30 or so, so that's why I'm looking at this a little bit of a bigger pattern. So currently just kind of sitting on hands waiting for the market to kind of do what it wants. We've got our stop up at 92.75, which is pretty much one-to-one with our first target. Once we get that first target filled, then we'll be looking at moving the stop to break even and just letting the rest of it go. So we'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see if the market wants to fall for us. All right, perfect. Just got that first target filled without much of a hassle. Got a big burst from the sellers there. Let's adjust the stop, get that to break even. And now we're just kind of waiting for the rest of the ride. We've got 250 $250 locked in on that first target, looking for a final target of 44 ticks as we go down from here. So got that 92.30. Again, not much of a problem. And the interesting thing is there was a huge block of selling that came in. This whole candle pretty much showed up within 15 seconds. And now it looks like there may be a little bit more follow through. So really nice setup so far. Looking like the sellers are definitely agreeing with this move. Chances are that little pop came from everyone who was buying it thinking that this was a low. They probably just got stopped out right there. So that's where that little burst came from. Now, hopefully they continue getting stopped out if we can keep going lower and we can get that target down here at 92.11 filled. So we'll be back in a little bit, and we'll look to trail our stop if possible on the way down, and then we can see if we can get that final 44 tick target filled. All right, getting a nice push down here from the sellers. One tick away. Oh, there we go. And another big burst from the sell side. Beautiful. So got all those targets filled. 69 ticks on the trade, $690. Nice big block selling came in there. There's a little bit of fluctuation. We got in short back here, and it started going in our direction, but then we had this big buy candle. Lots of people bought that candle, and then immediately got just basically trapped right back out. That's where that kind of burst came in right there. And we're seeing a little bit more continuation, just block sellers coming in more and more down here. So we got that target filled at 92.11. Again, gives us 69 ticks, $690 on the trade, and that's going to do it for today. That's the trade for today. So if you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com, and as always, we'll catch you next time.